Hello, the guys over at CraftKit have asked me to do a few little demos in DaVinci Resolve to show some little known tricks and tips. So I'm going to jump straight in with how to use the Match Move plugin, which is a really cool little plugin within Resolve. I've got a little clip here of my father-in-law walking up some steps. I'm going to just chuck this down into a timeline. For the sake of this, I can blow away the audio, and I am going to just Alt drag to give me a second layer there and disable that. Now this clip here of for the replacement is of the little dog Bradley over at our office, and I am going to right click this and say to add as a matte for the color page. So you can obviously do that with a video clip or any stills, whatever you want to do, you can add that in as a matte by just right clicking and selecting that. So if I jump into the color page, I can now add the Match Move plugin in as its own node. That's a very important step. It's not part of a serial node, it's its own thing, so it has this additional channel to feed in the picture into. And what I can then do is with my Open Effects overlay selected, I can then mark a few little tracker points. The color, I believe, is related to the channel that it's going to use to get the cleanest image to track from. And so I can put that in there and then hit go. This should then track forward relatively easily. It's on my laptop, so it's a little bit slower than you'd get from a proper beefy machine, but does the job for this. And you can see I'm not actually tracking the shape of the object that I'm trying to replace. I'm literally just trying to get some decent data that my matte is going to use to replace itself. So adding in the matte, I would right click this, add matte in the office, and I'll get rid of that connection and feed the output from the matte into the secondary input for the Match Move plugin. Now I can change it from tracking to positioning, and I can obviously scale this and set this up as I like. Should I need to tweak it or move it, anything like that, I can control that via the corners or handles. Now, provided that's as I like, which it is, I can then jump into compositing, and you can see it's a bit warped, so I can go in and obviously just crop out the left and right, and just get it to a position where I'm happy with it, which that will do. There's a bunch of other settings in there, but I'm not going to bother going into all of that. If I jump back into the edit page and then enable this top clip, that's going to allow me to mask out the shape that I want to replace. So I'm going to just use this circle, obviously, because it's nice and easy. And I can then get that into roughly the right place here, track that through. And provided I'm happy with that, I'll invert it, and then I will create an alpha output and patch that through to there. So that's going to then give me my alpha output for that object. So with that complete, I can jump back to my other clip here, and should I want to, I can go in and add any kind of additional tweaks to that. In this case, I might just pull that down a bit to tie it into the scene a bit more, maybe add a little bit of a defocus of some sort, and then potentially, drop some saturation out, something like that. But I can obviously combine that with any additional nodes and tweaks and plugins and effects and anything else that I want to put in between there. And with that complete, I can just play on through, and you can see you've got a nice little track there, a little bit rough and ready, but you get the point. As I said before, this is brought to you by CraftKit, craftkit.tech. If you need any Blackmagic or Resolve or general post-production stuff, those are the go-to team. See you next time.